Dr. Honorary Minister of Higher Education from Tamil Nadu, Comrade R. Bindu, Higher Education Minister from Kerala, Sri Anbil Mahesh Koyamazi, School Education Minister Tamil Nadu, respectable Comrade D. Raja, General Secretary CPI, respectable Comrade Bunai Gusman, MP CPI, Dr. Arun Kumar, General Secretary, Facto, P.B. Prince, Rajendra Babu, Educationist in Tamil Nadu, Dr. V. Vasanti Devi, Dr. B. Vinod Kumar, rest all present on the dais, and my all brothers and sisters present on this occasion. It gives me great pleasure to address you all, who are very concerned about the new educational policy which is coming up in this country. I come from a state of social reformers. I come from the state where the first school for women was started by Mahatma Phule. I come from the state where first reservation policy was adopted by a king of a state named as Shahu Maharaj. And these two reformers, the impact they made on Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, in came the constitution which was meant for everybody, we the people of India. But whatever is going on in this country is going away, far away from our constitution and what India really meant. I was just talking to the person sitting next to me, with the MP from Kerala, about the supremacy of language. India was known for its diversity. What's the uniqueness of our country is we are one, even though we have diversity. The language of Maharashtra might be different, the language of Gujarat might be different, the language of Arunachal might be different, the language of Kerala might be different. But we are Indians at heart. This compulsion which is being brought by the new policies is something which hurts our heart. And we are Dravidians, and we accept it as a fact that we are Dravidians. The languages spoken in the north cannot be compared in the south. That policy should be very clear in the heart of everybody who calls himself an Indian. You cannot force anybody. This country for 5,000 years rejected the supremacy of Vedas. Now you can't enforce it on them. This national education policy is national exploitation policy. What are we talking about? First of all, Raja Sahib, I would like to talk about the federal structure of this country and the parliamentary democracy. If the center starts intervening in all the subjects which are state subjects, when is the federal structure going to go? When the constitution was enacted and Sarkaria Commission came in, we had 3 levels of activities which central state should handle, the condemned subjects. We had state subjects, we had condemned subjects, and we had central subjects. Now education was a state subject. We had our own policies. In the beginning. But we had our own policies in the state. Like languages, compulsion of languages. The state used to decide. Now it will be the central which will decide. So in our state, Hindi is optional language. And I am myself in favor of having Marathi as a compulsory language. I am absolutely in favor of that. I was the first man to speak. There are all these international schools, CBSE, ICSE, and all these international schools which come from Singapore, British, England, America. Those boys and girls who don't understand the basic language of the state will not compete in the state development. They will be nowhere in the state development. So person who stays in that state should know the language of the state, and that should be a compulsion. This is what my thinking is. The new educational policy has complexes. What complexes we are talking about? The educational reformers which we had in our country, and let's start from Mahatma Phule. The first school of women for girls was opened up by Mahatma Phule. He educated his wife, made her a teacher, and opened up a school, the first school. Well, I always say that every woman in this country, every girl in this country should have a photo of his next to the God she believes. Because he is the creator of the modern women of this country. From any caste, creed, culture, from all char varnas. If you consider the first varna, till 1860, they were also not allowed to go to school. It was only Mahatma Phule who opened the doors for the women of this country for education. If he was not born, I don't think we would have two ladies to lead this convention. This is all due to Mahatma Phule and the constitution which was passed by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, written by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. The new educational policy will take away education from those who really need it. The women, the downtrodden, the workers, the tribals, the reserved class. Now, as per the judgment given by the Supreme Court in Madhya Pradesh versus the state means the Indian government, it says that you carry on every election to all local self-government without a reservation of OBC. Now I think, and which is written in Mandal Commission, that 54% of this population is other backward classes, which really meant backward classes. I don't know why we call other backward classes. Well, in Article 340, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar has written about it. 341, 342 talks about reservation. And I think reservation is not something about economy. It is not something about finance. It is to bring people who were thrown away from the mainstream of this country. That is what Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar intended. In 1990, in Vishwanath Pratap Singh's government, they adopted Mandal Commission. The state of Maharashtra implemented. And for the last 20 years, I have seen many castes which belong to the other backward classes who would have otherwise never come in the mainstream had become Mahapaur, mayor of the cities, president of the Jilla Panchayat, and a lot of things happened in them where upliftment took place. Now how can you take away all those rights and again throw them in the Varna Vyavastha? What we are doing now is, again the same Varna Vyavastha is brought to the areas of Supreme Court and then posted in the national policy. I think, Raja Sahib, if you talk to all the senior leaders of this country and take a stand on the reservation of other backward classes, the central government and Mr. Modi should be compelled to call for a national session on OBC in Lok Sabha and pass a bill creating a national reservation for other backward classes in all over the country. Don't leave it up up to the state now. We want our reservation. We have been suffering for 5,000 years. After 70 years also, if we are not going to get our right, then probably there are riots now going on in Madhya Pradesh. You will see it all over the country. People are not going to accept it. But though we all believe in the democratic setup of this country, so democratically, if you talk to Stalin Saab, the Chief Minister Mr. Vijayan, you can talk to Sharad Pawar ji, you can talk to Mamata Banerjee, all national leaders, and come out openly and stand behind the OBC of this country and say that yes, reservation should be granted to them, some action would be taken. Otherwise, we are heading towards, in Maharashtra, we are heading towards the local self-government elections, and they are going to be without the OBC reservations. So the OBC reservations in the political mainstream is out. OBC reservation in the educational system is out. OBC reservation in the promotion policy in government is out. So what are we going to get? With the commercialization of education, do you think downtrodden tribals will have any chance to enter the educational complex of this country? It will be owned by allied. These reservations which are being cancelled, all the national companies which are being sold, where are our job opportunities? All is gone. Look at the inflation. Look at the prices. Look at the hatred amongst caste and religions. Where are we heading towards? Everybody is calm. Everybody is silently watching it. No, we have to rise in the revolt. Irrespective of caste, to which caste I belong, irrespective of to which dharma I belong, I will stand by the Constitution and protect it. By protecting the Constitution, I mean I will protect every Indian, irrespective of caste or religion. We have to stand against this. Whatever the supremacy which they are trying to develop, without talking about this, the supremacy of Varna Vyavastha. Untouchability came in because of supremacy of Varna Vyavastha. And supremacy of Varna Vyavastha brought in Dharma Vyavastha. We have to challenge that. It can't be that we just keep quiet and then just take it as it comes. We have to revolt against this. The autonomy of universities is gone. We were shocked the other day when some boys of a particular ideology went into the campus of JNU, attacked the students for eating non-vegetarian. Now, how are you to decide what are we going to eat? Well, Dravidians have their own culture. I, as a nomadic tribe, I have my own culture. We have our food culture. We have a different culture. How can you dominate our culture, invade into our culture and say that you have to eat this? No. I will not eat what you tell me. I will not wear what you tell me. I have my own choice given to me by the Constitution. This every act of them is challenging the supremacy of our Constitution. They never wanted this Constitution. They never wanted this tricolor. They never wanted an India united. They never wanted a secular India. What they had spoken 70 years back is now in action. They have spoken, now it is in action. And we have to stop them united. And who can do it? Is a question in the minds of everybody. It is only the students of this country who can come out and speak. Well, it's the hot boiling mother who revolt against their mothers and fathers also. So all things which are disturbing this nation, I think the students will take a lead and get us what we want. The United Students Federations all over the country, Aisf should lead the lead. I am proud that senior leaders still consider themselves as student leaders. I am proud of that. Because every man is always a learner. He is always a student. The way things are going on, we should all get up and stand and scream. No, it is not accepted. The way central agencies are being used, the way the federal structure is destroyed, are we going to remain one will be $1 million question. Look at the surrounding of this country. Where is Afghanistan? Once a beautiful nation with ultra-modern activities. Where is Pakistan? Where is Bangladesh? Where is Myanmar? Where is Ceylon? Are we going to learn something from that? Or just watch and keep quiet? You know, Mr. Raja must be knowing that Sushma Swaraj, when the rupee value went down, had given a speech in Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha, she was our leader of opposition. जब रुपया गिरता है तो इस देश की इबरत गिरती है. वाजपेयी, मोदी also said the same thing. पर अभी रुपया इतना गिरा है कि मैं देश की इबरत की बात ही नहीं कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि देश की इबरत इतनी नहीं गिर सकती. पर उसके बारे में कोई बोल ही नहीं रहा है. Nobody is talking about it. जो इबरत और इज्जत की बात मोदी साहब उस जमाने में करते थे, where is that gone? The rupee is falling like mad. I cannot say nation is falling. Modi has said, I cannot say it from my mouth. The nation will never fall. We will never allow it to fall. We have to be united and lift the nation up. That was the fear he was making in the minds of the common man. As if the nation is going to go. It's going to be wiped out in the international recession. No. This India cannot be wiped out by any way. We are united and we will stand united. So, I think I have covered all the subjects which I probably thought when I came into Madras, but I am proud and feel honored that my friend Mr. Duryodhan kept me attached to this movement. He keeps on talking to me, and he, on behalf of Aisf, came to me and gave me the invitation. I also wanted to share the dais with people who think that education plays an important policy, important role in the country. We have forgotten about it. The percentage of our budget for education is minimizing day by day. We have to maximize it if we want literacy all over. We are talking of education for all. It will be now education for few. We will be going back to Varna Vyavastha and teachers, which we really refused. So it's a very serious issue for the country, and we stand united against it. So with these words, I conclude. I once again thanks the Honorable Dais. I once again thank the members of Aisf, the Central Committee, for inviting me here. It was a great pleasure talking to you, and I think from here we pledge and we take this policy, opposition to this policy, unitedly in Delhi and fight it out for the whole country, so that all those downtrodden, all those castes, all those tribes, all those workers' children who will be refused education by the Modi government will get what they really are for. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Hind.